Hi, I'm Lee Iridium. Hope you're doing all right today. It's reaction time. Deny the Fallen and Eye of the Hurricane. Now, a few people have asked about my intro to my channel. You've just seen it, who it is. It is the actual guitarist of this band and songwriter Jonathan Johnson wrote that intro especially for me. An absolute honour to have that at the beginning of my videos. Jonathan's a great guy. I consider him a friend of mine. He's appeared on the channel a few times. I've interviewed him, and he's been on some live streams as well. Real knowledgeable guy. Absolutely love the bloke. Amazing guy to know. Never met him in person, but you know, that's just the way it is these days. Let alone he lives in America, so it ain't exactly easy for me, even with COVID, all this COVID rubbish about. Anyway, Jonathan, along with Ray Parra, were in Sacred Warrior in the late 80s, I think, early 90s. Christian metal band, obviously, and they were in the guise of a Queensryche sort of sounding band, that classic sort of metal band. But now this band are a heavy band. They've got some of those sort of 80s influence a little bit, I would say, but they are a modern metal band. And Jonathan speaks to me and he says he always wants to push the envelope, if you like, of the music he creates. So he doesn't want to have the same old, you know, and just recreate the 80s or whatever. He wants to do something a bit different, you know, wants to add that mix of modern stuff and bring you something new that you might not have heard before. And that's definitely the case. They've had a debut album out already, which was fantastic. I think that was 2020. And now in 2022, this is the first bit of music we're getting from Deny the Fallen. So just in case, and I'm sure you guys listening to this will love this track, you can get a free MP3 sent to you by email from the guys, Deny the Fallen. All you got to do is contact the band on email down below. You'll be able to see it coming across now. denythefallen@gmail.com. So all you do is email those guys. They'll send you an MP3 of this song. Pretty cool. So obviously getting the music out there, getting you interested in what's to come from the band. So obviously a Christian metal band, but they are heavy. They're really heavy at times. Probably on the verge for me, about as heavy as I want to go. Everyone who knows me, I like my melodic metal, rock and metal, but I do like some heavy stuff as well. And these guys give it to you perfectly and mix the melody with the heaviness. Also, apart from Ray Parra, who's a classic vocalist, a lot of people in the Christian metal world especially will know him, obviously from Sacred Warrior. He is a brilliant vocalist. And he gives you something different now than the almost Jeff Tate-esque sort of vocals he gave you with Sacred Warrior. But he's got such a brilliant vocal. You got to hear this, guys. If you haven't heard this band already, just about to, you love his vocals, the way they've matured. And Jonathan Johnson, obviously, vocals and guitar. He does some vocals on this. Sometimes the bands mix a little bit of screaming, if you like, and he does them sort of backing vocals, but usually it's just for effect. It's usually all singing all the way through. Well, you know what I'll be like, guys. If it was screaming all the way through, I probably wouldn't even bother. But it's not. It's just a perfect balance. Then you've got Jeff Rankin on the guitar as well, and Josh Johnson, I think it's Jonathan's son, on the drums. So very cool indeed. This is, like I said, you can have this for nothing. Jonathan and the band will send you this if you email them. I'll put the email address below on this video as well in case you want to contact the band. So this is part of, and I think Jonathan spoke to me, he's going to release a lot of these songs on EPs throughout the year then until we get an album at the end. So you're going to see segments, which is going to be cool. We're going to see like a few songs released from the band, and then you're going to see a big album probably this year, the end of this year. It's very cool indeed. Like I said, Deny the Fallen, bit of pressure here because I love Jonathan. And I will always tell the truth though. I always am honest. And I've also had the honour, I'm hoping Jonathan don't mind me mentioning it, he has been sending me little snippets of stuff he works on. What do you think and all this? He trusts me to tell him what I think. So that's an absolute, I just can't believe he even, you know, asked for my opinion, but I always give it to him honestly, which I will do listening to this as well. So, Eye of the Hurricane from Deny the Fallen. Without further ado, let's go. Oh, yeah. We'll stop it there. Just a quick. I always stop it halfway through. Man, what's making me really smile is that I remember the stuff that Jonathan sent me months ago, and this was a real rough sort of bit of guitar work, and I think the drums were like a drum machine or whatever. So it was really rough, that first recording, and it sounded great. But man, how cool is it to hear it now? You notice what I mean about the mix they've got of that metal that came out, you know, a little mix of the stuff that came out in maybe the 80s, early 90s. And then they got the mix with that real modern metal touch. I mean, that chugging guitar, and if you notice, the other guitar is almost, you've got the heavy chugging guitar, which is almost thrashy. Then you've got that sort of hung out chords in the background, as well as that chuggy guitar, almost giving you a Queensryche feel. So a brilliant, brilliant mix. I love the way, I mean, that verse, the first verses are absolutely brilliant. And then the bridge is almost bordering on sort of picking up the tempo, not extreme, but a little bit heavier again. And then the real melodic chorus that's just absolutely fantastic. The vocals are great from Ray Parrott here. And you know what? I mean, so many people can't they? I mean, Ray would probably say himself that his vocal range sort of not based on Jeff Tate, but you know, a lot of vocalists sounded sort of the same back then. And you'd have the main famous vocalists, and a lot of these guys would look up to them and sort of emulate them, or, you know, there's not a problem with that. But what's the point of having another vocalist that sounds like someone else? Ray's vocals have just, I think he's just brilliantly not made the choice, but maybe come out with his own style more, and all the better for it, for sure. For me, I mean, I said this on one of their other tracks, it's got a slight John Bush vocal for me, but John Bush is a brilliant vocalist, as you know, from Armored Saint and Anthrax as well. It reminds me a little bit of that, where he's got that real clarity to his voice. You know, you can hear every word, but he's got so much power at the same time. Absolutely amazing performance. The guitar work is just so heavy, So chuggy. That guitar sound is just, I mean, this is sort of Pantera-esque guitar sound coming out here. I mean, I love the guitar sound. It's so heavy. It just hits you right here in the chest. That's how it's meant to. But the melody's still there. Everyone in the band is great. The drumming's great. I'm not sure about the bassist on this one. I haven't got the bassist. I think Jonathan might be laying down the bass on this as well. But absolutely fantastic so far. I can't wait to hear the solo. I really can't. Here we go for the rest of this. Oh yeah, break that back. Oh yeah. Oh man, the ending. The ending, man. Let's talk about the ending before I talk about the guitar solos. So I love the sort of doomy, almost Alice in Chains-esque chords there, that drone sort of chords. Absolutely brilliant ending. I couldn't have asked for a better ending. I think that was on the original stuff, that the ideas that Jonathan sent me as well. But it sounds a million times better now, obviously, with everyone else involved in the band. That solo, or them solos, because I love it when you can hear the guitar solos swap around. You know, I'm sure they both had a guitar solo here. A bit of an extended solo. You can hear when the other guitarist took over. I don't know who was doing what. But, man, it was a well thought out solo. There were segments. It's almost split into little really clever segments where there was some really fast stuff and some melodic stuff. I absolutely love that. The energy in this song, it just seemed to build up more and more, and then you had that ending as well just to top it off. What a fantastic song. I hope Jonathan and the band don't mind me saying this is the best song they've written, as far as I'm concerned. I think it took everything they had on that first album. I think they've ramped up the melody more now. Not that the first album wasn't melodic, but I think they've ramped it up even more with that, along with the heaviness. They've got a real catchiness to this as well. It's an absolutely fantastic song. It's brilliant. It's really heavy, but really catchy at the same time. And to get that mix, it's not easy. Man, I love this song. Remember, you can just contact the band on email. It doesn't cost anything. They'll send you an MP3 of this song and you can blast this out till the next one comes out, can't you? Or you know, until the EP comes out. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for listening. This is highly recommended, guys. This is heaviness. This is heavy. I'll see you next time.